Today I have my little buddy here with me. His name is Grayson, so he's sidekick for today. And we are talking all about aliens, abduction, hybridization, future of humanity. Are aliens taking over the world? I mean, that's what's on everyone's mind. At least it's on my mind. So I'll be talking all about interdimensional beings, this little guy. Yeah, it's going to be a really good live. So hello, everyone. Welcome to this week. We just had an intense full moon lunar eclipse. So that was really, really extreme. I want to ask all of you, where in the world are you from? And how has your week been? Grayson's been doing really well. He hasn't really appeared in public too often recently. He's a little bit shy, that's why. Most of you are probably like, this girl's crazy, which I am, and I love it. Yeah, so we've got California. Hello. Where else? Where are you guys from in the world? Where are you tuning in from? Anywhere in the universe, really, because I'm sure we've got some interdimensional beings watching this as well. We've got Alberta, Craig. Hello, Craig. Chase from New Zealand. Hello. We've got Trinidad, Hamilton, Ontario, England, Prescott, Arizona, awesome. Netherlands, Nebraska, Nigeria, Niagara. Whoops. What else? Okay, Ontario, very nice. Oh, hey, Rob. Poland, Romania, fantastic. Wales, Montana, Toronto. Fantastic, guys. Thank you for tuning in, no matter where you are, what timeline you are on. Lots of stuff to get to today. Oh my goodness, like I just had so many notes for today's video. So it's going to be really exciting. Like I mentioned, we're going to be talking a lot about, aliens, the future of humanity, the history of humanity. Are we aliens? And what is with abductions? What's with the hybrid project? What's happening? And should we be worried? So we're going to be talking about all of that today. Couple of quick announcements. I am announcing the winner/winners of the vulnerability contest at the end of this live video. So if you posted a really goofy photo on my page, then hang tight because I will be releasing the winners shortly. And then also check out my manifestation webinar. I still have a webinar going on out there. It's really great. I also have an awakening update that I just released. A lot of people seem to really resonate with it. So I kind of go over your energy, vibration. I make sure that, check out your chakras, see if there's any blocks or imbalances that you need to be aware of, which is really cool. And then what else? I tell you how many spirit guides you have, if they're earthbound, non-earthbound. I give you a percentage of, where you're at with fifth dimension, third dimension. It's really cool. Check out the awakening update. What else? My next group session, I'm doing group sessions now. The last one went so well. It was just yesterday. I had 8 people, and I just channeled for them, live on the spot. And so if you have 1 or 2 questions that you're really dying to know, but you don't want to book a session because you can't book a session, and you resonate with me, then check out the group session. It is going to be this Sunday, the 27th. So check that out. And then what else? 2019 Awakening Calendar, still out there, still very relevant. Here we are at the beginning of the new year. So check and see if that resonates with you. And the link will be posted. And then, so I'm starting a new structure. I really want to put out more videos, more content. I literally have so much to say, and I can talk all day about this stuff. So I'm thinking that I'm going to be splitting up the live video on Mondays, and I'm going to be having another live video on YouTube and Facebook on Thursdays, okay? So there's so many different directions for me to go in on Thursdays. And I want you guys to post what you want to see from me in a second live video every single week. So if you have a suggestion of what you want to see from me in the second live video, comment below. Make sure it's in all caps, and I will get to your comments and your suggestions afterwards, okay? And that just kind of helps me differentiate if this is a suggestion for the live video or if it's something else. So if you're interested in a second live video and Thursdays work well for you, and if you have a suggestion like, I want to see this, let me know. So right now what I'm thinking is more of my experiences, like releasing like what I've experienced with these concepts. And then also I was thinking about like you guys asking and then me answering the questions based on Monday's topic, right? So Q&A, kind of very specific questions based on today's topic. So there's a lot of different directions for me to go in. Let me know what you want to see from me. Okay. Okay. Awesome. Let's see what else. Okay. So have your notebooks ready for this live video because it's going to be really intense. Lots of information. I love aliens. I love abductions. I love hybridization. So we're going to get deep into it. I see all of you like kind of give me the thumbs up, which is awesome. So if you do resonate with this content and there's something that really kind of strikes you, then please, 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 you know, give me that little heart button or that thumbs up. And that lets me know that you guys are with me on this stuff. Okay. So get your notebooks ready, and I want to just put out there a little disclaimer. Everything that I'm about to go into, all this content, all this information is purely channeled. It is directly coming from my own source or these. So if it resonates with you, then great, that's fantastic. But this information isn't necessarily for everyone. I am not meant to be the bringer of all of the information. I only ever have just pieces of the information. So they may or may not fit into your individual reality puzzle, and that is for you to decide, and that is for you to discern. Huge disclaimer here, because I'm going to be going into the hidden human history. I'm going to be talking about alien abduction, and a lot of the stuff I'm talking about today is very triggering for a lot of people. Now, talking about triggers, let's talk about the full moon just super briefly. I want to ask all of you, so the full moon was, I think, yesterday or like last night or something, but I really, were you / have you been triggered in the past couple of days, especially yesterday, today, you know, before the full moon, during the full moon, after the full moon? Have you been triggered? And what I mean by triggered is, have you been overly emotional? Have you been overly frustrated? Have things like simple things put you into a bad mood? I'm a Cancer, and I think this full moon was in Cancer, and I'm usually pretty good about full moon energies, even though I'm a moon baby. And I'm still triggered. Like, I'm still so triggered. The silliest things. And it almost makes me like tear up, because I'm a pretty even keel, non-reactionary, non-binary, just kind of chilling in the middle, you know, kind of person. And my poor girlfriend has been like walking on eggshells this whole like past 48 hours, you know, because I've been so on edge for no reason whatsoever. So some of you are like, what full moon? I didn't even know that was happening. And some of you have, yes, definitely been saying, yes, definitely triggered. So just know that whatever spiritual level you're on, it doesn't really matter. We're all still human, and these things do affect us. So hang in there. It's just a phase. We're just releasing energy. Like, you know, stick to it. Okay. Okay. Very cool. What else? Okay. So I want to just deep dive into the information, but before I do, I have a very special announcement. There is a little girl who watches me religiously. Every live video, every YouTube video, she's binge watched me. Her mother contacted me and reached out and told me about her daughter just watching me every single week. And she's like, Elizabeth, like, I think my daughter is your youngest fan. And so her daughter's 11 years old, and her name is Mary. So hi, Mary. Thank you so much for watching me every single week. I really appreciate it. And even though I appreciate all of you, it's so incredible to see someone who is so young receiving this kind of information at that age. And so Mary, thank you so much. And thank you, Heather, for reaching out on behalf of your daughter. I super appreciate it. I love all of the love from all of you. I love how everyone's resonating with my information. And Grayson says, hi, Mary, keep up the good work. You, at 11 years old, you are the future generation. You are the one who is going to be making the change. And we are all relying on you and your generation to have this information and change your consciousness at an early age so we can shift the vibration of the entire planet. So thank you, Mary. Thank you, Heather. And thank you, everyone else. No matter if you're 85 or you're 8, this information should resonate with you at some soul level. And if you're a hater and you're trying to distract me or the people watching, that's just the challenge. That's just the test. And you are watching this right now and you're getting triggered right now because there's something about my energy, my vibration, something about this content that is drawing you here and triggering you for a reason, right? So whether I attract the polarity of the love or the hate, I love all of you equally. And so does Grayson. Don't forget about Grayson. Okay, awesome. So my overview of aliens. Okay, when I was younger, I was very spiritual. I was very clairvoyant. I could see a lot of energies, chakras, spirits. I could see all of that. But aliens, the understanding of, do aliens really exist? I never really asked myself that. I never asked myself that. It was never really a thing in my mind. If someone did ask me at an early age, do you believe in aliens? I would probably say, why wouldn't I believe in aliens? But it was never a concept that I really ran through my mind. And it's not something that a lot of people really think about quite often, because why? How does the idea and understanding of aliens existing improve or not improve our lives, right? Why would we even bring that in? Now, in my mind, the understanding and let's call it the disclosure of aliens will actually change, shift, and increase your vibrational frequency. Disclosure alone will increase your vibrational frequency. And I'm going to be breaking down and going into why exactly disclosure increases and changes and shifts our vibrational frequency. Okay, so we'll talk about that. But understanding that aliens exist just at a base level will shift your vibration to a new level. And I want to just start off this video by saying aliens do exist. They are real. I'm calling them aliens. I know it's disrespectful, but saying interdimensional beings or extraterrestrials every single time is a little much. So I'm not going to say that. Okay, just for sake of ease, I'm just going to put a disclaimer out there. They do exist. And if you are at a place where you cannot conceptualize the understanding that there is something else intellectual and more intellectual than us, than you might want to just close your laptop and get off of this live video right now. Okay, because this is all we're talking about. So you kind of have to be with me on this. Okay, good. Okay, so what did I want to go into? Right, so my own understanding. So I didn't believe in aliens, or I guess I never really thought about it until I got consciously abducted at the age of 18. I'm sure a lot of you have heard my story before. Vice News interviewed me on my story and my abduction and all of that great stuff, and it's been pretty cool. So that's great. After getting consciously abducted, all of a sudden my reality got blown open into understanding that not only do aliens exist, but aliens are actually here. And then after I got consciously abducted and exposed to a world within a world, I started having very vivid recall and flashbacks to my own experiences of being an interdimensional being, and not just a human, right? And that actually felt way more at home, way more peaceful, way more relevant to me than this human existence ever did. So I blew my reality open at the age of 18. Once again, not only do aliens exist, not only are they here, but we are them. They are us. There is no separation. Okay, fantastic. Now I want to ask all of you, before we move on, and we're going to get into it, have you ever been abducted? Have you ever been abducted by aliens, consciously or subconsciously? Do you kind of reflected? Okay, Clay, I was taken as a child. Yeah. Who else here? Okay, yes, I have. Yeah. I want to just let you all know that, and we're going to be talking about abductions and stuff, but not all abductions are evil. Not all, I don't even believe in evil, but not all abductions are bad. You know, abductions are actually a really positive thing. And whether you have a super terrifying experience with aliens and abductions, or you have a super validating experience with aliens and abductions, you most likely have raised your consciousness level and your vibrational frequency by having an experience either with a UFO or a full abduction experience physically, right? So either way, it's raising your vibration. And either way, we all need to take full responsibility over the fact that we sign our own contracts, we create our own blueprints, and we signed up to be abducted, you know, to raise our vibration and to get out of our matrix, because this matrix reality, this paradigm that we've been trapped in, that we've been controlled in, this paradigm tells us that aliens don't actually exist at all. So why do you think that's the case? Why do you think the government and the religion, it tells us that aliens just don't exist and not to think about them? Because if we were to be talking to something else other than God, right? This is what religion says. If we're talking to something else other than God, then we're talking to the devil, right? And so religion, especially Catholicism and Christianity, has put so much energy, like so much energy into trying to twist people's perception and ideas about, well, what if there is something more out there? Well, there is something more, and all that there is God. And anything that's not God is the devil. So why is that, right? Why have we been so manipulated against understanding intelligent life actually does exist, right? So what I've channeled, what I understand on this is that, once again, if we were to just have it integrated into our knowledge or education system that aliens exist, and more so, you know, they're all around us and we used to be them, then all of a sudden the concept of a one God doesn't really pertain anymore. Because then we start asking the question, well, then who is God in comparison to aliens, right? What's the difference there? Or is there any difference? Or this whole time, have we been perceiving interdimensional beings as God? That's actually possible. And if anything, that's actually what I believe, right? These very powerful interdimensional beings have come to this planet, whether in human physical form or in non-physical form or in angelic form or in ascended master form or in Anunnaki form. You know, they've come to this planet, and we, being a third dimension, limited perception reality humans, okay, we have convinced ourselves or conceived them as these gods, these all-powerful beings. And then we pray to them and we sacrifices for them. And hey, they're really into gold. Let's just give them a bunch of gold, you know, right? So these are how these traditions really got started. Only in my channeling, okay, I don't read books, I don't read like history or anything like that. I know the history books got it wrong based on what I've seen from past lifetimes. That's how I receive this information, is I actually go back in history, I go back in time to take a look at how did the human history unfold, and where did the history books get it wrong. Okay, so once again, you may or may not resonate with this information, but I get it purely from my own experience. So take it or leave it. Anyway, so that's my little rant about aliens and how we've been so perceived and manipulated and suppressed against the concept of aliens, you know. So a couple of things here. Okay, so in the past, say 20 years, 10 years, there has been a dramatic exponential increase in UFO sightings and in alien abductions, a dramatic exponential increase in both of those things. So why is that, right? I mean, of course, all of you are probably already aware, because, you know, I've already had this fine-tuned audience of people who are knowledgeable. So you're probably already aware that this is disclosure, right? And disclosure of aliens is changing and increasing and fortifying our vibrational frequency. It's helping us expand. But some of you may still be, and I'm just going to mention this, some of you may still be in the fear-based position and mindset that alien abductions are really evil and they're really bad, and aliens are taking over. So if you're brave enough, okay, give me a little heart, okay? Give me a little thumbs up, are evil or bad or trying to take over, or you think abductions are not good, okay? And most likely you have that opinion because you've had your own experiences. And I don't want to take away from anyone's negative abduction experiences. And it's actually, it brings so much pain to my heart. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna start crying. It's the damn full moon. Okay, so it brings so much pain to my heart to see, I go to these alien conferences and have so many people there have so many negative abduction experiences because we, okay, as a species, this guy, right, we're not here to disrupt the human race. But of course, there is, you know, other species out there that are lower vibrational, that are here to take us off of our path of awakening. So the first thing I want to say is not all abductions are bad. Second thing I want to say is not all alien species or interdimensional beings are bad. I'm so emotional. Okay. Okay, so they're not all bad. Okay, just like the human species, there are bad and good in every single species all across the universe. We need to realize that this reality, including this entire universe, exists on the binary of light and dark, of high vibration and low vibration. Nothing would be in existence if there wasn't a binary to compare it with. If this didn't exist, then this not existing wouldn't exist. Do you see the paradox in that? Everything has to exist because it does exist within binary. If nothing was binary, everything would be oneness, therefore nothing would exist, right? Nothing would exist separate than what it is, which is source. Does that, everyone's good with that? Okay. I know it's kind of a lot of words and a little bit convoluted, but I wanted to mention that. Okay, great. So with the increased abductions and the increased UFO sightings, okay, there's also this increased fear, because then all of us start to question, oh no, like a lot of people are starting to see them. Like, are they more and more around because they're trying to harvest our organs? Are they probing? Are they probing us? Are they taking our DNA? Are they impregnating our women? Are they stripping our cattle? Like, what are they doing, right? So the number one misconception about UFO sightings and alien abductions is that it's the same species that's just always abducting us, which is completely wrong, okay? Not only are there an infinite number of species within the universe, but there's really an infinite number of species around this planet. For your sake, to understand where I'm coming from, what I have channeled, and the species and beings that I work mostly closest with, okay? Not just, at a, one-on-one level, but more so at an understanding level. So what I try and look into is all of the beings who have mostly impacted and affected planet Earth. These are the beings that I have channeled that have mostly impacted humans and planet Earth. And you can agree or disagree. The Anunnaki, the reptilians, the Palladians, the Zeta, and the angels. Okay, those are the 5 main species that I work with, not really with, but I work around to understand how humans got to where we are today. Okay, so that's kind of who I work with, but I know that there's an infinite, that's not just who I talk to, but that's mostly who I focus on in relation to humans. But then there's the Lyrans, and there's the Alpha Centaurians, and there's the Arcturians, and the Andromedans, and the whatever, there's just an infinite amount, okay? Okay, so anyway, I want to give you all a brief history, okay? A brief history of humanity, and you can agree or disagree, but this is what I've channeled. Where do I even begin? Okay. Before humans were ever on this planet as Homo erectus, Homo sapien, before we kind of got, straight up and down, I don't even know what stage that is. Before humans were ever really human, even before humans, our ancestors, were ever even on this planet, there were the dinosaurs and there were reptilians who were on this planet, okay? This planet was indeed already inhabited. You can take that information or leave it. It just is what it is. That's what I've channeled, okay? Okay, so then at a certain point in time, the Anunnaki comes through, and they already, at that time, they had a connection with the species of the reptilians. Just realize that not only were the reptilians on this planet, but they're all across the universe. They're kind of like a parasitic species. And so are the Anunnaki all across the universe. Anyway, so the Anunnaki come through, say, hey, reptilians, I see that your planet has a lot of gold on it. We want to mine it. Reptilians are like, okay, cool. Like, as long as we can continue to live here, awesome. So the Anunnaki come through. They want to mine the gold on this planet. What do? Right? Like, they're like, oh, well, we want to mine the gold, but we don't want to do the work. And we're these smart, intellectual, wise beings. Well, what are we going to do? We're actually going to create a species to mine the gold for us. And the Anunnaki have not just done this on this planet, but they've done this on many planets all across the universe. Okay. So they create this hybrid of humans, right? So they take the kind of like preformed human, kind of like the ape-like beings. They add their genetic DNA, the Anunnaki DNA, to it. The Anunnaki look like giant men, giant humans. And so anyway, so they add their genetic DNA to these ape-like beings. They take some of the reptilian DNA as well, because the reptilians kind of wanted to also control and claim, this new species on this planet. So then here we go. We've got the apes, we've got the Anunnaki, we've got the reptilians. Okay, so that's great. And then the Galactic Federation, which is basically just like the UN for this solar system, but then there's an even bigger kind of structure or federation system, Galactic Federation system, okay, that's even bigger than just this solar system. Anyway, so all of these really benevolent, which are the good guys, all of these really awesome, high vibrational, powerful beings come together in this federation, and they make major decisions to help improve the vibration of the universe and the flow of the universe and all of the inhabitants on it, okay? Okay, great. So the Galactic Federation takes a look at this planet Earth and says, this is the prophesized planet. And this is where we're going to get a little bit deeper. Like, most of you have maybe even heard the information that I've relayed so far. This is where we go a little bit deeper, okay? So once again, if you're getting really triggered, or this doesn't make sense to you, or this doesn't resonate with you, please just get off now, because we're going to get deeper. Okay, so then here's what happened. The Galactic Federation is like, this planet Earth is the prophesized planet. And I just found this out a couple of years ago when I started connecting with the Galactic Federation, and they told me about this prophecy. And the prophecy, okay, the prophecy is that there was going to be a planet somewhere in this universe that was going to seed a hybrid civilization that was going to be one of the most powerful hybrid civilizations within this known universe. Just take that in, okay? We're not just some rock floating around randomly in the universe. We're not just some, species that was like randomly created by Mother Nature, okay? We were created. We are hybrids. We are an experiment. And the more and more you take this information in and you apply it to your life, the more your vibration is going to shift. Okay, we are not just humans. We are not just a third dimensional species. We are not just ants on a planet. Okay, we are something so much greater than this. We are prophesized. So here's what happens. The Galactic Federation says this is the prophesized planet. Now, the planet / the civilization that was prophesized has always been prophesized. Okay, the prophecy states within the Galactic Federation, the prophecy states that a number of interdimensional beings are meant to come together at a certain time within the universal energies to collectively create one species. So multiple different species coming together to create one species. Then a war would erupt between the species based on the hybrid civilization, which is us, okay? This is meant to be the war to end all wars. And like, I'm not even like overemphasizing this. This is exactly where we are right now. We are in the middle of World War III on this planet, when really it's this universal galactic war between the light and the dark. Basically, what the prophecy says is, if we as a species, as a hybrid species, okay, if we can get along, if humans to humans to humans to humans can get along, And if we can prove that, we haven't necessarily proved that yet, but we've been influenced and manipulated and controlled. If we prove that we can all get along, okay, our species proves that all of those beings who have been battling for millennia out there in the universe, it proves that they can get along as well. So if we, as a civilization, if we pass this test, then there will be a peace treaty that is signed between the darkest and the lowest vibrational civilizations in this universe, and simultaneously a peace treaty signed with the highest vibrational civilizations in this universe. Like this is like, I'm not even kidding you guys. Like this is what's happening, and we've been blind to it our entire existence. So my biggest question, I'm a channeler, right? This is my biggest question since I started channeling consciously at the age of 18. It's been about 10 years. Since I started channeling consciously, my biggest question is, why us? Why? Why us? Why are we a third dimensional species who have 10th, 11th, 12th dimensional beings around us? We have the mantis beings. We have the Anunnakis, 11th dimensional beings. We have the Palladians, 8th dimensional beings. We have all of these interdimensional beings all interested in us. Why is an anthill species, this is what I call it, right? Third dimensional species. Why is an anthill species invigorated in so much drama, entrenched in so much excitement all across the universe? It doesn't make sense. And for me, it never made sense. Why us? Why this species? Why this planet? Why right now? Why all of this activity? Why all of this interest? And it's because we are the epitome of the saving grace of this epic battle that's been going on for forever. And we have been completely blissfully unaware of it, okay? So here's what's happening at this time. So I believe that the humans are a collective hybrid species between many different interdimensional beings, but mainly, okay, between the Anunnaki, the reptilians, good old reptilian brain, the Palladians, the Greys, the Zetas, and the angels, okay? So I believe that we are this hybrid species between all 5 of these beings and more, but mostly these 5. And so that's where our 90% junk DNA comes from. The second that we not only just intellectually realize that there's intellectual life out there in the universe, right? There's alien beings, other beings out there in the universe. As soon as we get that and we apply it and we integrate it to our souls, we start instantaneously unlocking our DNA. What do you think the elites of society have been so scared of? They've been scared of us opening and awakening and understanding how powerful we are. Why do you think we are a third dimensional, like, think about this. There's 12 dimensions in this universe of what I've channeled. We're on the third dimension. Not only do we have all of this, excitement and engagement from all of these other beings, but how can a third dimensional being, us as humans, how can we channel and travel the universe? How can we have telepathic thought? How can we raise our vibration to the 5th dimension? Why can a third dimensional species do that? It's because we're not just third dimensional. It's because we're not just humans. It's because we're not just, coming from apes. It's because we have this very powerful energy from many different beings. The second you start to realize how powerful you are and take full responsibility over creating your own reality is the second that everything changes for you. It's the second that you start to break through the matrix and realize that we and our consciousness and our vibration is the only one creating this matrix around us. We are the programmers of the video games, not just the player of the video game called life. Okay, we are the programmers. Start to take a step back and to take a step into your power. Okay, we need to realize that we're a hybrid species, which is incredible. Okay. Are you guys all with me on that? I know there's definitely going to be some haters today because this is it's really next level information. That's okay. I love all of the haters as well. Okay, so what else did I want to say about this? Okay, so let's talk about the future. Why have all of the abductions been happening? What's the future about? Where are we going? What does this all mean, kind of thing? Okay, so lots to talk about here. I think I actually had a question for all of you. Okay. Okay, great. I'm just going to briefly mention this because I do truly believe in it. Are you guys, tell me yes or no, yay or nay, thumbs up, thumbs down. Are you familiar with the Illuminati? And a step forward, are you familiar with the reptilians being a part of the Illuminati? Thumbs up or thumbs down? Just be totally honest with me so I can kind of see where you guys are. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. A muscle, yeah, okay, thumbs up, yes. Okay, great. Okay, fantastic. Awesome. Okay. So my belief from what I've channeled is that the reptilians, okay, were so pissed off that the reptilians were so pissed off that they were being kicked off of this planet for the humans, us, to inhabit the planet, the new humans, you could call us, to inhabit the planet. They were so pissed off that they decided to once again, manipulate our DNA so that they can actually shapeshift their DNA into human DNA, which is really interesting. And so in being able and having the ability to shapeshift, they have not only been feeding off of our fear, our cortisone, our blood, all of that stuff, our cosmic energy. They've been feeding off of our cosmic energy. They're jealous of us, really. We're at a very high vibrational frequency. And so all they've wanted to do since the dawning of ancient Egypt, when all of this, stuff came to be pretty much, but even before that, it's like this was always their planet, and they were mad that this was their planet and that we were taking over in a sense, right? And this was originally their planet. So anyway, so they shapeshifted, they became the shadow government, they became the Illuminati or whatever you want to call them. And in a lot of ways, they control the big banks, the government systems, the religion. I mean, this is not just in the Western world, guys. This is everywhere. This is a global phenomenon of control. And that's why they have all the power, and that's why they have all the money. And that's why there are things like bloodlines in the royal family. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, please go look this stuff up. It's all online. Like, the truth is in plain sight. You just have to do a bit of digging. You just have to do a bit of research. I've channeled this stuff, so I've seen it like full on, like right in front of my face. So anyway, don't have to get into that. Okay, good. So that's my understanding of the shadow government. That's my understanding of reptilians. That's my understanding of where we are now, right? We've been in hiding. We've been suppressed. We've been, we've been convinced that we're not good enough and that we're disempowered and that we'll never be good enough and unless we feed into the monetary system, which is complete bullshit. Okay, moving on. Okay, so let's talk about the hybrid project. Okay, there's a lot of abductions that are happening and a lot of abductions that have been happening, and I have channeled exactly why they're happening, and I'm going to get a split view from all of you. You may love me and you may be watching my videos for a while, but you may not love me so much after this. I'm just going to tell it how it is without opinion. This is just pretty much objective. What is happening with the abductions right now? The majority of the abductions, there's many different species who are doing many different abductions. I'm going to talk about these guys. I'm going to be talking about the Zeta gray beings. Okay, these are the guys who do most of the abductions. Some of the abductions out there are very fear-based, very torturous type abductions, and they are meant to throw people off. They are meant to bring fear to humanity. They are meant to basically derail the conscious awakening. Okay, so I'm not going to be talking about the fear-based ones, but even though, okay, there's a lot to talk about. So I'm going to be talking about abductions from the Greys. Okay, my Greys. This is like my species, or I feel very connected to the Greys. Anyway, and so they've been abducting people for quite a long time, and there have been experiments, there have been pregnancies, there have been genetic mutations, there have been, a variety of different things going on within these abductions, okay? I believe that this species is an agreeable species with our collective consciousness. They are here to help us. They are here to help us. This species of gray, though, there's an agreeable and disagreeable, okay? So the abductions that are happening, especially with pregnancies and genetic testing and scans and those kind of things, A lot of times humans perceive them as very negative because it feels like they're out of that person's free will. Okay, it's against my will. And of course, it feels very violating. And that's the word, violating. But we have to understand that no matter if it's a positive experience or a negative experience, you signed up for it. You need to take responsibility over your reality and realize that nothing happens without you and your free will signing off on it. You're signing contracts. You've signed contracts for this, okay? You signed contracts for abductions. So their main purpose, the good guys, okay, their main purpose for abductions is this hybridization project. I'm also here to help people understand the hybrid project. And at a certain point in time in our lifetime, okay, we are going to see these hybrid interdimensional beings that are half human, half gray. We're going to see them coming to this planet. They're going to be walking around. They're going to be integrated with us. There are a few of them on this planet already walking around, feeling the density, getting a feel for the vibration, getting a feel for the people. So they're half human, half gray. The species is called the Essassani. If you have never seen Bashar, Daryl Anka, channel Bashar before, type into YouTube right after this, Bashar, channelings from Bashar. Bashar is an Essassani being, okay? He is a hybrid between the two of us, okay? Once again, a lot of people have heard disinformation about grays. There are good grays and there are bad grays. I'm talking about the good ones right now, and a lot of you will perceive them as bad because they do abductions and they impregnate women, okay? So the women signed up for it. They are hybrid mothers. And I have so many clients who are not only just hybrid mothers, but hybrid fathers. So shout out to all the hybrid parents out there. The amount of love and respect and caring and connection that they have to their hybrid alien children is insane and beautiful and incredible. And it's just beautiful to witness, okay? Interbreeding of species. It's happening and it's a really positive thing. So I am like one out of probably 100 who actually think abductions and hybrids are a positive thing. So I went to a conference in November and I'm on this panel, and clearly I'm the youngest one at the whole conference. I'm a featured speaker, definitely the youngest one there. I'm at a panel and we're talking about the hybrid project and we're talking about abductions. And I'm basically getting on the mic and telling my opinion of, hey, this is a good thing. They are helping us advance. And so this woman, right, I love it. I love this. And a lot of you at home are probably thinking the same thing. This woman gets on a mic and she says, Elizabeth April, she's like, that's fucked up. Sorry for my language, especially for the young viewers, but she's like, Elizabeth, that's fucked up that you would ever say that you would ever think that aliens mixing with our DNA is a good thing, and that it's fine that they're abducting us and the hybrids are good and whatever, right? So she's like, that's fucked up, right? She's like, straight up. So a lot of you are probably thinking the same thing. I want to give you two examples. I've given one of these before. This is what I told her, okay? Think about us as cavemen, okay? Think about us as cavemen. And think about us going back in time, and for generations and millennia and generations upon generations upon generations, the cavemen were struggling with tools. They didn't know what a tool was. They didn't know how to cut things. They didn't know how to grind their wheat or whatever they were harvesting. They didn't have any tools. So imagine us today going back to the cavemen, giving them a tool and saying, this is how you use it. Is that fucked up? Is that wrong, right? So going from cavemen, which is Homo sapien, is it Homo erectus? I always get them mixed up. Anyway, so say we go from Homo erectus, which is we're finally standing straight up, okay, to Homo sapien, which is who we are today. There's actually genetic differences. I'm going to tell you this. If interdimensional beings and aliens never intervened with us in the past, we would not be who we are today. Do you still want to be a caveman, fighting and struggling to survive and fighting to create fire and fighting to find solutions to problems? Do you want to be that guy again? Do you want to erase all of our ascension, all of our progress in a genetic way? right? So to say that it's fucked up that we are being, we're being genetically advanced, to say that that's fucked up is to say that we are a fucked up species, because we as humans right now today, we've already been genetically tampered with. We've already been genetically advanced. So to say that it's wrong is kind of a whole paradoxical contradiction on our existence as a whole. It's like, it's like to say, like, oh, I wish I never slept with that guy, but sleeping with that guy 10 years ago gave me my child, which is the most beautiful thing in the world right now. Right? Would you want to go back and undo that, right? Or whatever, right? So it's kind of, so same thing. I had another example about like an anthill, right? So taking a look at an anthill and like observing, like say you've got like, this picture view of this anthill, and you're taking a look at all of these generations of ants. They're being born, and then they're dying, and being born, and they're dying, and it's really difficult for them to exist, because every time it rains, all of the ants die because they are susceptible to rain, right? So here you are, you're objectively looking in on this anthill saying, wow, like they're not doing very well, they're dying every time it rains. So you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to take another species of ant that's really strong with water, and I'm going to breed them with this species of ant, and I'm going to make them unsusceptible to water, right? So therefore they can survive and thrive and exist and move forward and progress. That's it, guys. That's it. That's all that's happening to us right now. It's not out of our control. We want it. Don't you want to progress? Don't you want to move forward? Don't you want to have a higher IQ? So here's the problem, is a lot of people think these hybrids are coming to the planet and they're taking over. What did the white men do when they came to North America? They took over the indigenous lands. Like, this is literally, unfortunately, just kind of the process of growth and change and transition. And I'm not saying that anyone's going to die because of this. Actually, no one is, right? The other thing, too, is if we look at it from a very egotistical or one kind of perspective stance, it's like there's another species that's coming in, invading our land, invading our planet, invading our species. But at the end of the day, it's the same soul. If you were to die right now as a human and be incarnated into a hybrid human that lives another lifetime on this planet, are we being taken over, or are we just transferring bodies, right? So I really wanted to talk about abductions and hybrids because a lot of people misunderstand it. This is just my understanding. I definitely get chastised a little bit for being too positive, but I believe that it's really positive. Who wouldn't want to live longer? Who wouldn't want to, have an advanced IQ? Who wouldn't want to heal faster? Who wouldn't want these kind of things, right? I know I do, right? So anyway, so that's my opinion. That's my view. You take it or leave it. Love me or hate me. This is just who I am. This is seriously what I believe. And I don't say this information enough as often because it's a little out there, it's a little much for people to handle. So take it or leave it, and hopefully one day it'll really integrate. Okay, what else did I want to mention? Okay, so alien disclosure, right, is going to increase and advance our DNA. It's going to upgrade us in almost every single level. So a lot of you were asking, when I asked you the question of what do you want to know, a lot of you were asking, so when is alien disclosure going to happen? When is it going to happen? How is it going to happen? All of that kind of stuff. And so for me, what I've kind of, like 2 years ago, I really saw this. And what it was this is kind of really wild, but I don't even know if I want to say this, but I know I do. Okay. Basically 2 years ago in like 2016, 2017, I channeled that there was going to be a really big musician, a really big celebrity musician who is going to be on stage in front of tens of thousands of people, in front of even more millions of people because of live streaming and phones and video recordings and what have you. I channeled this a couple of years ago that one of these hybrid human shapeshifters, right, such as like Justin Bieber, let's just use him as an example, throw him under the bus, was actually going to shape shift in front of millions of people live on stage. That's what I channeled 2 years ago. And then 2 years ago, a lot of these like Jay-Z not Ariana Grande, but the woman with the big Adele. Okay, Jay-Z, Adele, Justin Bieber are just three to name it, that a couple of years ago, 2 years ago, I think Lady Gaga as well, were caught red-handed shape-shifting into a giant lizard being, okay, in front of fans. That was 2 years ago. And all of a sudden, all of these major pop stars and celebrities started to cancel their world tour all over the place. This is all went down in, I believe, 2017. Anyway, so I channeled this information. I'm like, I am so excited for one of these damn reptilian manipulating shapeshifters to literally shapeshift in front of all of us to reveal the truth about the control, the manipulation, the shadow government, and the fact that aliens have always been on this planet, okay? Look into it. Please, please, please look into Justin Bieber, look into Jay-Z, look into Adele, all shape-shifting in front of fans. You will find the information out there. A lot of it has been deleted, guess by who, right? Major media conglomerates like Google, right? Anyway, so look for the information out there. It is out there. You will find it. This is what I channeled. Once all of these celebrities started canceling their world tours, I basically got the information that was no longer going to happen, that they were not going to shapeshift in front because now they can catch themselves shifting. Anyway, so disclosure is happening. It is going to happen, but it's not going to happen in a global way yet. We're not totally ready for it. We all have to be at a vibrational conscious level to even take in this information. For all of you that are still with me right now, listening to this information, it means that you are at a pretty high vibration. Even if you're being triggered, if you're here just listening to the information, you're at a vibrational frequency to integrate this into your soul somewhere. I don't care if your ego is fighting me on this or totally vibing with this, it's being integrated. These words, the vibration, the knowledge, it's being integrated within you. So what I've channeled as far as disclosure is it's going to happen at an individual level. If you want to understand aliens, if you want to understand your cosmic connections and who you're really a part of and what kind of DNA you have within yourself, then you ask for it within yourself. So right now, and probably for at least the next year and a half, we can expect that there's going to be a lot of cosmic disclosure. There's going to be a lot of aliens and whatever, UFOs and maybe Palladians walking through walls and some cool ass shit. There's going to be that, but at an individual level, you have to ask for it. And the number one thing is so funny. So if you're one of these people who's like, I really want to know who I am, I really want to experience cosmic disclosure, I really want to be visited by aliens, and then all of a sudden you're like, it's like 3 a.m. and you're passed out and you wake up and you hear something in your living room and you're like, okay, nope, never mind, nope. I do not want to know about aliens. I don't want to be abducted. I don't want to be So if you're one of these people, and trust me, everyone goes through the phase of, I really want it. I don't want it. Nope, not ready for it. It's going to take to the point where you're like, you know what? The only thing to fear is death. And I realize that death doesn't really exist, so bring it on. If you're just totally letting it all go and totally aligned with bring it on world, I'm ready to break through the matrix, that's when that kind of disclosure is going to happen to you. But disclosure could happen in dream time. Disclosure can happen through a UFO. Disclosure could happen through a freaking video like this one. Okay, this is your disclosure. Okay, so ask for what you want and it will come to you, but just be aware that it's probably not going to happen in a global capacity until the vibration of the world is a little bit higher. It has to be a little bit higher. Okay. So much. Okay, so a couple of things, and then I'm going to I'm going to do a draw. Okay, one last thing that I want to mention, and it's really, really powerful. But before I do that, I'm just going to list off of some of the announcements. Okay, so vulnerability contest, going to choose the winner for that. Manifestation webinar. If you want to manifest your reality and understand vibrational frequency and understand cognitive dissonance, you want to check out the manifestation webinar. 2019 Awakening Calendar is out right now, and you can get a month-by-month update on vibrational frequency with that calendar. All the links are going to be posted below for all of these things. Also, an awakening update. I'm personally channeling each one of your energies and, basically filling in all of the content of where's your DNA at, who are your spirit guides, are any of your chakras blocked, that kind of stuff. And then I've got a group session with about 5 spots left happening January 27th. That's this Sunday. I'll be channeling all of your, whoever's in the group, your information one-on-one. So be aware of that. Okay, great. So, yes. So I'm going to do one draw for a free webinar, and then I'm going to announce all of the winners for the vulnerability contest. But before that, there's one more thing that I want to mention to all of you, okay? Other than subscribe to my channel, because thank you so much. I really, really, truly appreciate it. And at the end of the day, all I want is more reach. I don't care about more money. I don't care about more fame or popularity, because it's not about me. It's about the information that I channel, and it's the information, the content that needs to get out there. At the end of the day, I just want more people to understand this. This is not a video to just share freely. I want all of you to share my videos all the time, but this video in particular, only share it if you feel like your network or your audience, or there's a page on Facebook that's all about aliens, okay? Only share it to a group that is ready for it. And that's all I want to say about that, okay? The last thing that I want to mention to all of you is that we are, based on what I've channeled, based on the understanding that we are a hybrid species, I want to let you all know that we are one of the most powerful species in the entire universe. And nowhere before in this universe, even though there's an infinite number of parallel realities, nowhere before have we seen, okay, a third dimensional species like us, like humans, be able to travel the entire universe. Nowhere before have we seen a third dimensional species be able to tap into an infinite amount of different dimensions. And it's because we are not just a third dimensional species, we are a hybrid species who is here to advance and to bring closure to the biggest war that has been going on and waging throughout the entire universe. It's time to wake up and realize how special all of you are and how special we are as a humanity. Super important, guys. Okay, awesome. Okay, so winners for the vulnerability contest. I have a main winner, number 1 winner. Actually, there was a tie for the winner. And then I've got like secondary and honorable mentions. Okay, so the tie for the winner of the vulnerability contest, and basically I posted a really funny photo of me and I said, if you're vulnerable, get into your inner child and post a goofy photo of yourself. And then I had everyone vote on that goofy photo. So the winners are Sean Jurgens, really awesome with the beard and the hair. Fantastic photo, Sean. Thank you so much. You will be receiving contact from me. And then Valerie Green, you guys both got the most amount of votes for this photo. Congratulations, both of you. You will be getting that first prize, which now I'm doing multiple prizes, which is awesome. Okay, and then second place winner is Lindsay Townsend. Thank you so much, Lindsay. Awesome photo, powerhouse as a mother. And then the third place prize goes to Adam Blom. Awesome photo, everyone loved that one. I still laugh when I take a look at it. And Melissa Scalad, you guys both tied for third. So all of you are getting a prize today. Honorable mentions, Chelsea Sticky, awesome. Anushka, very great. And Shelby Hagar, really fantastic. I love how you photobombed your mom. That was really awesome. So all of you, not the honorable mentions, but the first 5 are all getting a prize. So I'll be contacting all of you individually. And then let's take a look at our little pile of names. There's over, I think, probably 400 names in here. I just added another 40 right before video. So this is going to be anyone who has reviewed me on Google or Facebook. You don't have to have a session with me to review me. Whoever's reviewed me, your name is in here. You can still review me. If you haven't, hop over to my Facebook to review. And I'm going to choose a name, this week's winner for my manifestation webinar. Okay, I feel someone. I always put good intentions that whoever needs it the most gets chosen this week, and whoever needs whatever else, your name is still in there for next week, okay? Awesome. Okay, Shannon Shan, very cool name, Shannon Shan. Congratulations, it's really hard to see, but Shannon, please contact me, or anyone who knows Shannon Shan, please contact me on mostly email, but Facebook or whatever, because it's really tough to find and root through 300 reviews to find the right person. So Shannon, please contact me and let me know that your name was called. If not, I'm gonna try and find you and get my assistant to find you, okay? All right, guys, really fantastic live video. I'm gonna be back on Thursday talking all about homework, activities. I'm gonna answer any of your follow-up questions on aliens, okay? And if you have any sort of suggestions or questions or whatever for me, you know, don't hesitate to reach out, but I do not reply back to Instagram or Facebook messages. It's just too much. So email me and, you know, I can contact you there. Okay, so I'll be back this Thursday, and I believe that's going to be at 5:55 Eastern Standard Time or 2:55 Pacific, or anywhere in between, depending on where you are in the world. Okay, so I'll be back just for a 15-20 minute long check-in video. Have a fantastic couple of days, everyone, and I will see you all on Thursday. Okay, bye. Bye, YouTube.